Alrighty, started recording, and then here we are, and then I'm going to put this on my channel too, and Jay, you can say whatever you want. You take it away, you can do intro, say
Welcome
everything.
to. All right, you ready?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, welcome to Tyler Talks. This time with special guest Jay Chambers.
I
How
love
is everybody?
this is not just Tyler Talks, it's Tyler and Jay Talks. Um, so, but the Lackey Grand Prix, um, you were asked to kind of have Lackey Grand Prix as a testing ground for one
Yes.
territory class. Can you talk on that?
All right. So yeah, John early reached out to me. Everybody knows John, Nationals MC extraordinaire, and also my former podcast host mate. We are planning on getting back to that, just so everyone's aware. But reached out to me and asked if we would use the Lackey Grand Prix to test some of the rule changes that are being proposed and suggested. And so what we're going to do is in Lackey Grand Prix 7, which is what will be after Lackey Grand Prix 6. I really need to stop numbering these things. But in Lackey Grand Prix 7, we're going to play test one territory class enhancement per turn and then one artifact activation per turn. And the rules text is being hammered out that we're going to be using exactly, but the one artifact activation per turn applies to activating a new artifact. So if you have artifacts that activate in locations, you activate one per round. And then if you have one active in a location, you can leave it active and add a new one. And so those are the rules that we're going to be testing, and those are the rules that Tyler and I are going to be playing a game on Lackey with today. And we're also going to kind of share our thoughts on those prospective rule changes. And I'm just going to be upfront, blunt, and honest and say that I'm not a huge fan of either of them. Most people have been saying things that are overwhelmingly positive about these rules, and I personally I don't have those same opinions, and I hope that this game kind of bears that out. But I'm not going to be overly negative about what I think, because I think I need to be more mature than that. But I will say that I'm just not a fan.
That is all good. All opinions are open on Tyler Talks. But to quote the Grinch, that's what these tests are for. So we each got two decks. At the end of the video,
We're
um,
going to show our decks.
we're going to show our decks. Uh, and then I'll probably do a separate breakdown video. I know Reth was asking me for like breakdown, thought process. And to be honest, I think you and I will talk thought process, but I'll do a whole nother separate thing because your mentality when making decks completely shifts. At least it did for me.
It did for me as well, and we'll see that in just a minute. So,
We getting
all
right into it?
right, let's jump in, man.
All right.
For those of you who don't know in the community, Tyler is like my oldest redemption friend outside of Cliff Kreisel. Tyler hosted the first tournament I ever attended ever. Just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, all right. So you have a lawless and I have an imitate. You rolled a 5, I rolled a 5. Looks like we're gonna get Lackey. We're gonna get Lackey RNG'd. Yep. All right. So I assume you'll go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Um, One territory class enhancement per turn. I will look for stars. Um, hmm. Won't do any stars.
Hey, hold on. I've got to go do something real
Okay.
fast.
All right. This is where I shine, right? Talking to myself. I don't need Jay. I can play this whole game by myself. That's what my channel does, baby. Um, so one territory class enhancement. Just looking at different solutions in general of territory class and just the trying to make sure the game's fun for everyone, healthy meta, and what is a healthy meta. And my biggest, this is just my opinion, is that a 10-minute turn, not including the battle phase. I love long battle phases. A 10-minute turn before battle phase is not healthy. It's not engaging. people have said it's solitaire. It's a great comparison. Um, and there's such a amazing pool of cards where everything's good, and you can do so much. And people have
Smart.
called that. Oh, you're good, Jay. I'm finishing up my point. And people have called that the power creep, but it's very difficult to see because you make three cards, something like Emmaus Road, and you make similar cards down the road. And then next thing you know, you have Emmaus Road and Lord's Prayer, Wages, and Clinging, and you're just cycling through from everywhere, and it's so fun. You're doing all this stuff, and then you lose sight of, oh, well, I have 20 cards down. Your hands, the opponent's hands obliterated, and you say, okay, your turn. So we're just looking at different solutions. We want to do recordings. We also, from an elder standpoint, asking for recordings. I thought it's at least fair to where, hey, if we're going to ask for something, I'm going to do it. So,
Absolutely.
what's better than having the first recording? So, it's also what we're doing.
Bingo.
Yep. So,
Technically, John Early's the first recording though.
oh yeah, him
Get
and
it on.
Seth played. Him and Seth.
Yeah.
So
So
there
we're
you go.
second.
Two elders. Two elders were playing games with two players that have been playing for a long time. Great players, competitive, and different opinions too, which I really like. I was rambling doing my Tyler Talks thing while you were gone.
That's fine. My puppy was grabbing a priceless family heirloom, and it was just a fun little situation. I had to go
Yep.
check on everything. Anyway, so you're gonna go first.
Yeah, I said
So
no stars.
I'm curious. So if you win this game, does that totally undo the whole like territory classes why going first is better argument completely?
If if I win, you're saying territory class.
No, I'm asking if it does. If it undoes the whole argument that the reason why going first is so much better is territory class.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just give a bit of context real fast. So, and also Tyler, I would love if you started playing while I ramble for a minute. Um, but territory class is this all started. I think this recent push really all started because going first produces a better win rate. Cool. So woes Zacchaeus. Anyway, so going first produces a better win rate, and then like people are scapegoating territory class on doing that. And I think that the problem's less territory class, and it's just inherently going first. And I'm hoping that some of these games will show that going first is just inherently better as long as there are no restrictions on what the player who goes first can do. Because I think my preferred solution is that we institute some form of rule on turn one that actively hinders the player who goes first.
Yeah.
Because like giving the second player a draw three isn't actually doing anything. So anyway, there's Andrew the Fisherman. There's your one territory class enhancement. Spirit is a dove for Matthew.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Matthew. I still think the early shift for deck building purposes is a Matthew meta. That doesn't mean it's going to be the dominant. That doesn't mean it's going to be forever. I just think that's the early shift. I think New Testament Gold Crimson. That's what I really wanted to build. Is going to get some more love. It's going to, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. Like in my opinion, Sheol and other cards take a hit. So snagged Matthew. Um, I'm going to go. I did my one territory class. I'm going to go with Matthew and convert him and take a gander at your hand.
Have fun.
Love what I see.
8.
Oh, Herod with outsiders is that's just scary.
Notice the crimson card.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just talking about that.
So what am I getting right here? You said 8,
Yep, 7 for
7,
lurking
and
plus
untouchable.
untouchables.
Okay, I am going to reveal to others. None, but you have an outsiders and a Herod Philip. Okay, reveal to others. None. Switch back to me, and I get to draw 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for Dominish when you're done drawing your 8.
And one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to.
Play the Resurrection and band in dudes and not get martyred.
Um, you're good for Dominish.
That would have been pretty sweet because I don't think I would have done anything about that. But
um, so the other issue on territory class is deck building. You, as a deck builder, can't just play all your territory class cards. I mean, I'm notorious for that. That I just play a bunch of stuff at the end and I can do whatever I want. You're gonna have to see a shift in balance deck
and
building ratios. Go ahead.
and my deck plays fewer enhancements than we're playing right now because enhancements are hand clog if you can't play several of them down. And so
Yeah.
like I think this rule inherently shifts the free I think this rule really restricts the freedom we have in deck building. Um I mean I know like okay so like part of the problem is that it's not okay to chain. So and that's a term we haven't really talked about, but I've been thinking more and more about what's going on. And really right now players are chaining enhancement territory class enhancements and artifacts to create tons of card advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And like so like Denarius draws searches for the Emperor, plays it, draws 3, so plus is 4, and then that chains into more territory class search, which then chains into another drawing card, and it just chains. And like the problem is the chaining.
Yeah.
I don't think it's territory class. I think it's the chaining, and I think that if we could disrupt that chain link, I don't think that it would be as big of a deal. What I do like though about this territory, the one thing I have to say I kind of like about the territory class rule, like first of all, you just had to discard an enhancement off your Matthew.
And it took me a long time. Your turn. Yep.
One thing I do like is that it does actually make the game a little grindier, but we have to ask like if that's actually what we want.
And we
So,
go ahead.
so that's just me waxing poetic at the moment.
And then while you're going, you and I were talking beforehand about playstyle with one territory class enhancement, and I completely agree that it goes into more grindy. But who does that benefit? Because we were talking real quick about that might benefit. In my opinion, it does benefit the more experienced, the better players. I mean, that makes sense. You're more experienced. But yeah, your top players also tend to shine in the battle phase too.
Gonna Galileans to hypocrisy.
Okay.
Gonna get. We're gonna get the Egyptian rebel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna imitate your lawless. Revealed a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. To use my one artifact activation. No. Yeah, I'll use my one artifact activation. Because I don't want to get Judas. Play Herod's Temple. We're gonna go that guy to go and get I'm gonna Matthew you right back.
I don't have much. My life through Christ gets me, but it's really just one extra.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Four is a good number for Matthew. I think that's kind of where he stays. Anything above that, you're using a lot of brigades. Anything below that, it's hard to get below that. I don't know if people I go back and forth on the whole Matthew thing. Like, how much does Matthew get? Um,
Here's a Matthew.
let's see. Um, Did you convert him?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you did. No, alrighty. So I think I always complain about not enough hand protection, and then I complain when hand protection's down. I think I go, as much as I love my Nebby, um, I think I go plunders, and I ban to Highwayman,
Draw one.
and I get the draw.
Mine-ish. You got
And
another.
I get the ban to a New Testament Crimson Human.
Cool.
Yeah, Yernish. Yep.
Boom.
I thought that was it. I was like, if he's got an AOC. Okay, so that sucks. So they are discarded. And I'm going to go with Dominish.
Sure, martyr me. Do something. I'm good with it.
Yeah, martyr. Ouch.
Double martyr.
Ouch. Highwayman, Nebby.
Here's a Herod Phillip. Here you go.
1, 2, 3. Um, I will. I think I'd do a star here. Yeah, I'll do top deck an artifact from reserve. And then if you draw this card, you may search deck. Might as well.
So I will make a comment
Hmm.
that I would play my deck without any rule changes.
You would play. Oh, this
The
deck
deck
that you're playing?
Yes, I would play it without rule changes, just so everyone's aware. But anyway,
I'll put distressed in play. And you snuck salty down.
well, it wasn't really sneaking; it came in off your lawless.
Yeah. And then I'll imitate. Well, I need to get some evil back. I'm gonna imitate myself. Let's go top. Brain farted there on revealing. The only evil card I can take. Well, your salty thwarted my attack I was gonna do. I'm gonna put down the Condemned Thief. I think I'm just gonna put him down. didn't need to do that. Um, down, Angel. Your hand's protected.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Angel of the Winds to deck to. Um, uh, Lazzy. You may convert to negate evil. I'm not gonna convert, and then I may draw one and band to Mary of Bethany. That's my attack,
So nothing's converted.
but nothing's converted.
Okay. So we're gonna Herod Philip to draw one.
Mm.
We're gonna ban two Egyptian Rebel. We're gonna ban two Fence Jumpers. And we're gonna ban Outsiders. And Outsiders are gonna draw 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my attack or block. And I'm, let's see, Outsiders' number of your brigades. It's 4, 4, 7, 7, 18, 14 plus 26, 21. So your initiative.
All right. I will play Life Through Christ and banish this to play. I'll show you woes and go to my deck. So that'll be banished in a second. I'll go to my deck and get out a single brigade. That'll be banished. He's played. So you have big numbers. 7, 14, 21. It's not that big. 10, 16.
26, 21.
All right. And then minish.
Yep.
Let's play a good Gospel Fortress and an Empty Tomb hero. So we're going to play Temple and whoops.
What?
I remember hitting recent deck, and my deck count went down one, and I was like, "What happened?" Peter's gone. Okay, no worries. I double checking for any other if I just had a random empty tomb hero, which I not. Okay, so I
Kind of
will.
hard to. It's kind of slightly hard to have a random empty tomb hero. Just saying.
Yeah. So let's see. My New Testament hero will ban to Andrew, Judas, and John. And my Andrew's Meek. Judas will draw 2. And John will reveal 3 woes to toss the next evil and draw 2. And now I'm at 16, another 7, 17, 24, 33. Is that right? 34.
Thanks. So you're 33, 34?
Let me see. 10, 17. Yeah, I'm at 34 strength and 22, 33, 38, 44.
Okay. Mine-ish. To toss,
Yeah.
I'll toss hypocrisy. Mine-ish?
Who'd you toss?
Tossed it on Judas because why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
So you still mine-ish, so I'll play Lurking and ban to... Hmm. I'll ban to Supercilious Scribes, and I will exchange a good card in my hand with an evil card, or just a card in my reserve. And I will exchange to Futile Inquisition. My initiative? Because you're still killing me.
Yeah. Your dish.
Futile Inquisition and
Yeah.
Spellmate.
Alrighty. So they're back.
Why didn't you woes the Super Silly?
Didn't want to yet.
Gotcha.
Either way, you eventually get futile, and you eventually play it. Like it's hard for me to stop that enhancement. So put down into the earth. And I'm gonna put down ambushing bandits and pass turn.
Alright, draw 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna play Son of God on your Imitate. Just to take it off the board. I'm gonna play a Meek Andrew first called, and then I'm gonna 3 nails because I think that you have board advantage.
Yeah. And for people watching, when I was I was thinking of Condemned Thief and Den of Thieves. I didn't have another evil character at the time, so I was pretty much hoping I would draw into one after Jay obliterated 3 of them. So I didn't put Condemned Thief, which it didn't. All I was gonna do was put Condemned Thief in there. When he plays a dominant, I was gonna take his hand control or his goodies. All right, so you shuffle all cards, and you're gonna restart phase.
It does not actually reset the phase.
You're right. And I had a lot going on too. I had resources down and cards in hand, shuffle. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna use Angel of the Winds.
Oh, I have a. I didn't know you drew. Yeah, you drew no lost souls. Let me do awake real quick.
That's true. And I don't know, this still feels like redemption. It just feels like it doesn't like I don't know, it's weird. So like I am very conflicted at the moment. I don't like it, like the rule. I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's a weird kind of
Hmm.
relationship right now.
Should have used that on you. Used it on me because I'm so used to getting distressed because I have no worries about soul gen because I can do anything I want outside of battle. I didn't like it at first, but and I told Gabe, I said, hey, I'm not big on this, but I'm gonna test it exactly like I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna be completely open minded, and I want to be positive about it. I don't want to have negativity going into testing. Um, and I built. I played my physical deck as is uh, to actually do the motions, and then I was building in here, and I said the same thing. And Gabe said it feels like redemption. All right, so you are doing John, revealing a good dominant to toss. You're getting a draw.
I mean, it feels like redemption, but there is, in my opinion, there is an element like I mean, I do want to do more. Like I
Yes.
don't like the strict limitation of it.
Yep.
Like I'm okay with limiting something. I don't like it being this strict.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, I built my entire deck. Like my deck feels like to me, so like for me, I feel like I'm playing redemption. Like I feel like this is a game of scrolls only in a lot of ways, the
Mhm.
way that we're playing. And I like that, but I don't like that to be the only redemption experience.
Mhm.
Because I think one of the big draws of redemption is that you can do more than the other games.
Yeah.
And this actually takes us to doing about the same. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of so where I'm at right now.
Yep.
But how are you
I'm
going to block
I'm
this
going
this
to ask for
toss?
Dominish.
What in the Sam Hill you got now, Tyler?
I'm guessing that's a yes.
It is. Okay, I can live with this. Take one, two, six random cards. Shuffle them into my deck.
Wait, what? Did I just top deck? I just top decked my hand back.
Good job. Well, I got my dudes back.
Shuffle. There it goes. Shuffle. Did I do that? Yeah, I just top decked them. Okay, I shuffled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, that's played.
I get some soul abilities.
And you got.
But I think I'm going to pass up on my Galileans.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this guy to go to deck and get an imitate.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing. There you go.
That's anticlimactic, Tyler.
I know. I know.
We're supposed to have battles.
Yep.
I want my battles. I don't have Judas in here. Oh well. I don't like Hero Judas. The world knows this. Most of the world knows this. But I'm not going to reiterate all of my many reasons for not liking Hero Judas, but I do want the world to hear it in my own voice that I think that it's a terrible theological concept. Anyway, that's my one thing.
You heard
That's
it
my
here first.
that's my ounce of negativity, world. I'm trying to be a more positive human being of late. Here you go.
1, 2, 3. And nothing for me in upkeep. I'm not gonna do any stars. Nothing. Okay. Unlike you, my theology doesn't hold me back. Play Judas.
Oh,
Um,
you can have him.
put down ends. Look at my reserve real quick. And activate New Covenant and grab the Ascension. I think Ascension sees a lot of cards like the Ascension. Banding is king in a one territory class meta. Because you have to get your heroes and activate their abilities, do as much as you can, and resources, baby. Let's.
Oh, banding is absolutely the best way to go. Like, not even in this version, like not even just one territory class. I mean, you just band.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. I mean, in Redemption, I mean, the more abilities you activate per turn, the better.
Yep.
I mean,
Um, I'll attack with Tomas and flip him upside down to band to Judas to draw two.
okay, so you can't actually ban Tomas to Judas
Oh, he's not a
because
martyr.
Judas is not a martyr because Judas went out and hanged himself
Yep.
because Judas was an instrument of Satan.
Flipped him. Yep. Flipped. Flipped him. Yeah, because it's a martyr, not a disciple.
Yep.
Banned to a martyr. So the
Take
only
my Andrew.
two, yeah, the only other two options, and they're
Unless you
both
have one in
meek.
your.
Are they both meek?
One of them is meek, the other one's not, but John's not a martyr either.
I've got to. Oh yeah, he's every identifier, but. Okay. Go to Andrew and
John is kind of like the New Testament David.
yeah.
Actually, it's Peter. Peter is the New Testament David.
There.
Peter is disciple, empty tomb, Jerusalem, martyr, missionary, and prophet.
Yes. Yep.
So are you negating heroes? Yeah, characters.
Yeah. Negate characters except disciples, and I'm negating enhancements. I think it was Seth Bingeling that said how good Daniel is right now, and he is absolutely right.
Herod Philip, CBN, because you have two. Draw one. Two.
When you draw, yeah, once you're done banding, my Judas
Sure.
triggers.
Judas triggers after everything.
Yeah, once you're done banding.
Yes. And I think I'm actually going to. I think there's a cute little way for me to blink Judas. Watch this. I think this works. This might not work. I don't know if we know if this works. So I'm going to go to this guy. I'm going to throw the Herod's Temple down because value. And then I'm going to choose your Judas to attack. And I believe Judas. I don't believe Judas. Like, so if Judas comes into battle and he reactivates, would that blink his trigger?
No, because he's just waiting to fulfill his ability, so his ability still is
I
it's
got
going.
disconnected.
You did.
Yeah, save your game.
File. Save.
Main menu, save. Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, it kicked me off the server.
What do I got to do? Get you back in the server and load save game?
Yeah. See, I thought Judas would blink if you made his ability activate. Because he's floating around there waiting to trigger, but he changes locations. I mean, I might not. I'm just guessing. I was trying something. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
Well, the issue is like I get what Blink does, but from a redemption
well, there's no
definition.
no 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 blink. I'm just saying blink is a figure of
Yeah.
speech. I'm not saying it's not a mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He's
mean, it
looking
might
to
be a magic
activate,
mechanic.
and then his ability reactivates. So you're
Yeah,
saying
and his
if
ability's prevented upon reactivating. That's important.
his ability is not prevented, he's a disciple.
No, his ability's prevented by Herod's Guard.
Uh, all right. Do you need
So
to load
Herod's
game? What
Guard.
am I doing? Loading game?
You load game once I come back.
Oh, okay.
I need to come back now. I had to wait for the 50 seconds to.
Uh,
Now you load game.
all right. Load save game.
Uh, that's not good.
You got nothing.
Nope. Try it again.
And yeah.
Well, we've lost the game, gentlemen.
Revert to autosave 1.
Try that. Oh
Aw,
dear.
revert
Do
to
you have autosave
autosave 2?
2?
Dang it. Well, when I saved the game, it was after you disconnected.
Autosave 2.
I did.
I guess, do we replay from here?
No, we
'Cause
got
this
some
is
good
before
stuff.
my.
Let's
Let's
start
talk.
again and play to 2 or just talk through. I mean, there's a bunch of good stuff there. Yeah, because I hit save game after you disconnected, so I was saving the point of no deck. Um,
Ah. See, I wasn't sure why it disconnected.
just Lackey.
Gosh, I was looking forward to that attack. Could you actually get a soul?
Yeah. I had. Well, let me see. I'm gonna hit load save game for me, and I had. So let's say I was negating characters and enhancements, and you brought in Judas.
You weren't negating enhancements though. You were just negating characters.
Yeah, I was negating enhancements. I
No, you
converted.
weren't.
I
You did not convert him.
Yeah, I did.
He didn't. He didn't flip.
Yeah, I did. I double clicked them. There was 2 clay guys in battle.
Oh, I thought there was one clay guy in
Yeah,
battle.
there was. I brought mine in. I converted Thomas. I couldn't ban the Judas. I banned to your Andrew, and there would be 0 point in me not converting your own guy. I double clicked him. We were talking, and you were going on about Peter and identifiers, and I flipped him. Yeah, there was 2 clay guys, like top.
Well, then my band was too big. It was a
Um,
dude too big.
but if you pushed Judas into battle, I would get a draw 2, and I would have to add Ends of the Earth because I don't have anything purple in my hand.
Judas was prevented. Now, if my hand was too big, it wouldn't have mattered, but he was prevented by Herod's guard.
And that, so I would reveal to owner top 7, and yeah, I would have had nothing there, just a good seed to play. I don't have
So it
anything
would have.
purple.
So the block would have went through like I'd planned.
Yeah, choosing the hero for Judas would have gotten me.
Uh, I really like that defense. It's a big favorite of mine.
Let's see. Can you?
Do you want to? Do you want us to deck profile since our game got
Yeah, I
deleted?
want you to show yours. I could always do mine on my channel and discuss thought
So
process.
let's talk thought process. All right. So this is my deck. By the way, I'm pretty sure I was going to win that game. I mean,
The
it was
three
still
nails was big.
it was still a game, but I'm pretty sure after that 3 nails I was going to win.
Yeah, that 3 nails was big.
And
Now,
because my
had I go to Highwayman and get a draw next turn, or easy ways to Matthew.
your
The
highwayman and your highwayman is bleeded and your Matthews in your discard pile. So you were
Oh, and I
you had
used Life Through Christ. Yeah.
so I mean I had you in a really good spot.
Mm.
So so talking deck theory as I'm laying this out for everyone out in YouTube land. So I literally so I built the other so right about the time this conversation starts heating up. It was right after Hendrix's first podcast where Jared goes on and he pilots the Schaefer solution
Hmm.
and Tyler decided Jay was too slow. Um, but because I am very slow at this. And I blame my carpal tunnel.
Yeah,
Wrote a bunch of papers last night.
that'll do
Anyway,
it.
so this deck came about I built so what it started as is that I got a wild hair to build a Garden Disciples deck. So I built an Empty Tomb Disciples deck. And I'm like, okay, this actually is a perfect vehicle for Salty just because of all the play soul stars I get. And so I built a Salty version of it. I'm like, I think this is pretty good. I don't think that I have to play territory class enhancements to be a good deck. Just play Matthew. And so I built it, and I played a couple games. I won one of them, and I played 5-4 against Luke Marshall, and he won. But I decided that for this game I was going to go and I was going to tweak that because I thought that going to straight Disciples would be more consistent. I think it is. I think it's also better. And then I also tweaked the defense by a card because I was running. There was something I was running in here. Um, Herodianthropus was main deck, and I think Herodias's daughter is better as a way to go get him. But this is the deck. So, and then here's the reserve. I'll just
We can
reveal
just
to
share
all.
that. Yeah, I just flipped it
Yeah.
over.
So what this is I literally decided to build a deck like I was in 2013.
Yeah,
So I
this has
just
an
like
old
I
school feel to it.
so I just ratioed it out. Like I'm like, okay, so like I'm not playing a lot of territory class enhancements. I'm just playing cards that actually do things. And so like my defense is big dudes who go to do something on their own.
Yeah,
And like that's what they all do. I mean, they all do things on their own, and I have negates. Like
old
feels
school,
pretty
baby.
legit. And then my enhancements on offense, I have one territory class enhancement in my entire deck, and it's Lord's Prayer. And um, it's just old school. I mean, I have 4 evil enhancements. I have like 7 good enhancements. I play 3 artifacts. I play a site and a fortress, and I play dominance, and all my dominants impact the battle phase, except Crowd's Choice, which gets the dominant that impacts the battle phase.
Yeah.
I would play this deck in a turn. I have a tournament on Sunday. I would play this deck on Sunday.
I would bring in Seized by Babylon,
Yeah, it totally needs that.
but other than that,
Um,
like, I really like
I
this.
would I would cut Untouchable most likely
Love that
for
card.
Seized by Babylon or another good enhancement. I could cut Overcome too. Might cut Overcome, but I would play this. I would play this Sunday. I like it. I think it's a good deck. I think this is a viable deck for everybody out there in YouTube land. I am very convinced that in current rotation with current territory class first turn rules, you can play a deck that looks like this and you will win just as many games as you lose. I am of the opinion that playing a balanced deck is not inherently inferior to playing a territory class based abuse deck. The only difference for that is the decks that use King Jehu into the Bethany Trio or King Jehu into Elihud or and then play like I think that the problem is less the oppressive board states that you can set up with artifacts and territory class characters. And I think the problem is more the fact that you can strip hands. And I mean, honestly, I personally think that we should just ban cards. Like, that's still my preferred solution because we have a card pool problem. I don't think we have a game rule problem. I don't think that our game rules are bad in the slightest. And I think that more rule changes ultimately aren't healthy. I get that the meta is not where we want it to be, but I also don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying. But that's just me. I mean, I've been playing a lot. Like that's one thing that I wish people like I want people to know. I'm playing a lot of Redemption. And I'm playing slow decks. And I'm undefeated in tournaments this year. And if we count unofficial tournaments, I've lost 1 game in unofficial tournaments since nationals. And unofficial and official.
So let's see. I'm trying to think of your points. I was listening and then realizing I have my notepad open and blank for that reason to jot down your points. Um,
Aren't we on OBS? Aren't we being recorded?
we're being recorded, but I'm saying I could write down the points and then do a better job of talking, talking to your points. Deck wise, whenever you said this deck in the current meta, current rules, everything, completely agree. And then it's, well, why is that? A lot of ways to play salty first is just
Yes.
very,
And
very good.
I have a lot of ways to salty. I have a good defense. Like this defense is really good
So
actually.
that was my next point. So you have a lot of ways to salty. That slows down the opponent. Also, the opponent has to do something about salty. They pretty much have to have other ways to get the blind. If an opponent doesn't have blind lost soul, it is extremely difficult for them to go off first turn against salty. The
They
other
have to
aspect,
have they have to have one of 3 cards.
correct. You need Son of God, Woes, or essentially a way to Son of God Woes, but your turn 1, Jeremiah, your turn 0 interactions. Jeremiah, a way to blind, Lost Soul to negate it, and Son of God woes.
Yeah, I mean the game is. I think the game's healthy even without the territory class rule. Outside of there's a couple top tier like fast decks,
Yeah, there's a
but
couple
those
things that are a little crazy, and
and but fundamentally those decks don't beat everything.
they don't beat everything. They're just really scary, and I'll take. Obviously, it's not. I didn't do all this. It's not a. Oh, I made this deck, but I'm very vocal on how good Jehu to Bethany is. You brought back Jehu from the grave last year. Since then, I don't think I've let him go. You know, like I think a Jehu to a swap. To,
I advocate. I would advocate openly that King Jehu is a broken redemption card
oh,
in
bow,
the
bow,
new deck.
bow. That's big. That's a drop. Um, so that's on my mental list for the ban. But whoops. As for your
So I mean,
deck, here I'll hit this real quick. Um, Salty first turn, ways to Salty, really really good, very annoying. Three nails. I mean, you guys are watching this, you saw it. Three nails in general, phenomenal counter card. Period.
can we talk about Holy Grail?
We will. We'll get on that super quick. And then because I noticed that I smiled when I pulled that one out and placed it there. I was like, that's such a J move, and there's a reason why he has that and wants to talk about it. And then your defense: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of people, myself included, are playing just Crimson Thieves, just maybe like a Nebby or something there. Um, and Jeremy showed me the Highwayman, the Thieves band with the shamed woman to Nebby, and then
Oh,
Outsiders.
that's neat.
Yes, yes, he showed me that. I was like, all right,
I did
Jeremy.
I didn't even know that worked.
Yep. Yeah, you can band. There's a way to have a full-on thief and band that draws that ends with Nebby, which is always scary. Um,
Thank you. That's going in a deck I might play on Sunday.
yes, it's very good. And then you also have Outsiders, and uh, that's a turn one as well. If they go crazy, boom. Jay has Outsiders. He has three nails. He has Salty, and he has a defense. So this is what I keep pushing for. Um, that this is a balanced deck. This is a very well built. Holy Grail.
So Holy Grail is the most under. So actually, so if I were playing this deck in a tournament, Holy Grail is my Flood Survivors tag. Because you force them to deal with it. It's also my NT Unity or Gospel Unity breaker. It's also my okay, Nebby's annoying,
Mhm.
or my okay, Plunderers is annoying, or my oh, what in the world am I going to do about all these Herods?
Yep.
Nobody plays Holy Grail anymore
Nope.
because they're used to card advantage artifacts, and that's great. That's great. Card advantage artifacts are great. If you play a balanced deck, you can play Holy Grail. It's a viable redemption card. It has synergy with Herods. It has synergy with magicians, Assyrians, these different things that have choose the blocker or exchange characters. Holy Grail is a good redemption card, and people quit playing it because they think it's too slow. But I'm
They don't see
playing
the
it.
immediate value from it.
Oh, I mean, but I think it has immediate value. I mean, I convert my outsiders to draw 9 cards or my highwaymen.
Hmm. It's a very
Um,
versatile card.
I mean, I think it's a top tier card.
Ooh.
Um, I mean, I think that it's a card that should be in decks. I think that the hyper aggro decks tremendously benefit from running 3 nails, or I mean, Holy Grail.
Yep.
And
I,
I mean, I like Holy Grail. I mean, everyone knows that I have had a love affair with Holy Grail for 12 years. So,
yeah, I like it. I think we'll see more of it. I will say I don't know how many times I have cut Holy Grail from a deck, and it's one of the last cuts from like a 53 down.
is I hope this is just a little bump for everybody listening. I hope that that Holy Grail makes it into Redemption Roots. I know that it's an ultra rare and persecuted church, but I mean, we might see a world. I mean, I feel like we might see a world where we see a rotation again. And if that's the case, I imagine Redemption Roots makes the cut, whereas inherently tells me Persecuted Church goes bye bye if we get a rotation.
OPC, Persecuted Church. Um, I think Holy Grail. I
I mean, it's a wonderful card based on what the Redemption Roots project looks to be. It's a wonderful card candidate for Redemption Roots.
mm,
Just throwing that out there, Mr. Card Designer Elder Man.
for for
And
the
I know Gabe's gonna listen.
yeah.
So guys, I like Holy Grail. Can we please get like a cheap
Keep it,
version
yeah,
again?
keep it in the game. Um, for that is a hard card to get because it's now an older set and it's an ultra rare
It's an
from a very
older.
small set.
It's an ultra rare from a very small set, an older set, and it's a set that there's not a lot of reasons to buy it because
Yep.
like if you specifically buy Persecuted Church, what are you actually looking to obtain? Like I mean I host redemption tournaments and Rob requires that we pick 3 sets and he sends us an equal number of packs from each set. And no one ever picks the Persecuted Church packs. When I offer pick 2, pick 3, pick however many, Persecuted Church is always what third place gets.
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody wants Persecuted Church because, and it's not that it's a bad set. Persecuted Church is an infinitely better set than Early Church was
Yeah.
from a design standpoint. Like the card's actually at a decent power level.
If
And a
the
lot of them are actually very interesting,
yeah.
but it's not, there's nothing that draws you to it. It doesn't have legacy rares. It doesn't have shiny ultras. It
All right.
has
All right. I gotta
filler
stop you on
ones.
persecuted. We're getting off the one territory class and talking about persecuted church. um, this deck, awesome, love it. But then from a hyper aggro meta, Holy Grail's also amazing in there. But getting to the one territory class enhancement, you made a deck that is all value, and the only card that you have in here is one evil and one good for a territory class. I'm looking at your reserve. Yeah, that's it.
And the one evil is not to ever be played in
And
territory class.
yep, um, I love walking on water. I love that ad. That is a very good ad. That's one of those high value cards that isn't being played.
Walking on water is amazing.
Yeah,
So, for the record, I just want to say that I think that disciples are underplayed.
disciples are underplayed. White in general, like you have your Bethany trio that I keep yelling about how amazing and hard it is to stop because you get to have white and clay in the battle and do whatever you want. Plus, you have nativity, so you have everything.
Also, I snuck a weird disciple in there.
What, James?
Yep.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, this is the first time a top player's ever put that card in the deck.
This meta, since Phase 2 came out, since all of GOC, yes, he's
I
always
don't
cut for me at the very end.
I don't think I've ever seen him played ever. I mean, I played a lot. I don't think anybody ever played James. But I like James on a resurrection band.
I mean, I was just about to say, like, you,
Like I put him in there for that reason, and also he's just a hero.
um,
Um, so tweaks I want to make real quick, just because I haven't said this. I want Ends of the Earth. I don't have Ends of the Earth in here. It's a great card. It needs to be in this deck. And also, I think I want to cut Pilfer for Seized by Babylon.
yeah, Pilfer should come out for Seized by Babylon. Um, you're not doing anything.
I think I'm also cutting Hypocrisy too. Actually, I think I'm cutting Hypocrisy for Seized by Babylon.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
keeping Pilfer
I
because
would,
Pilfer has a lot of use.
yeah, I would change fence jumpers to the other bander, and then bring in Nebby.
So I didn't realize that she did that worked. Although she's not a thief, that's worthy of note.
Yeah, you
So
got to get the right band.
you have to put like Egyptian Rebel has to go to her, Or Highwayman. Yeah, Highwayman. Highwayman, Egyptian Rebel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm building. Thanks for the tips.
as your brother. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
he hasn't even let me in on that one. But
That's awesome. I talk to
but
so many people about little. I get so many DMs, this, and from what I know, I never share that until either we talk about it and I can. But it's always fun to see.
but yeah, I like my deck. I would play this, like I said, in the game as it stands. Um,
I like the
and I
Ascension into Paul though. How do you get
oh,
Paul?
that's the Ascension into Paul. That's how you get Paul. The
Oh,
Ascension.
Ascension's main deck because play a Lost Soul. There it is. Yep,
Ascension is good.
Ascension's very good. It's funny that you have Reach because at the beginning when I'm making this deck, and I was going to talk about this in a separate video when I do a deck breakdown of mine, was Reach is going to be good again.
Reach is good now.
Reach is good now. Walking on Water is good now, and Baptism of Jesus. All good cards, all minimal play or not seeing play.
And all should see some play.
Yep.
Especially Baptism of Jesus.
So one territory class enhancement per turn. That didn't affect you at all because your deck was completely different. But
And I'm gonna play it again.
but
Like this is what all my decks will look like. And that's one reason why I'm worried about one territory class per turn is I think it's actually going to decrease diversity in things like I think that we're going to see that territory class characters that have utility abilities are not going to be played because I do not ever want Melchizedek in my opening hand if I can only play one territory class per turn.
yeah, the punishing stuff, I was like, why use it? And maybe that's the point. It's like we don't want all this punishing stuff everywhere. But when I'm making my deck, I was like, why do I need Golden Calf? Like I don't need
Now,
to do any of that.
I think a little of that's still good. I
It's
think
still
you should
good.
still play a little of it. I think we'll see cards like Forsaken and Punisher make comebacks.
Yep.
And I think they'll be less distressed. But I mean, I don't like that inherently. I like the territory war. I think that we see a lot. I think redemption, like if we shift to one territory class per turn, the territory becomes irrelevant. And the whole idea of the territory war, which has been a huge, it's been a huge concept since Prophecies of Christ,
Hmm.
and it's really fun. Like it's fun to have to care about what's in the opponent's territory because we've never, like redemption board state never mattered.
Yeah.
Play scrolls only. Redemption board state doesn't matter in scrolls only.
Yeah. You could
And
have
I
a
think that,
ton of cards down. It doesn't matter if I have a couple good cards, and I'm gonna keep attacking and blocking with whatever I need.
and I mean, I think it's going to shift us really far in the direction of that stuff doesn't matter if we go to one territory class per turn, and I would rather that stuff matter a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is what we've got. Are we good to stop recording?
Yeah. So I'll thank you, of course, for being on. I think this deck is awesome. I'm glad everyone got to see it. We tested one territory class halfway. Lackey crashed, but we did get to at least see. Um, Overall, like we both went to Matthew and we both had Highwayman. This is early on. That's why I want to test some other decks, uh, like New Testament Gold Crimson, for example. Stick to two brigades and do something really good with two brigades. So there's other areas to test. And if you draw a bunch, can I still generate resources enough to handle? Because then it comes down to if you're drawing and I'm not, well, you're getting your enhancements and you're beating me in the battle phase. So that's why you still have to draw. Um, if I block once and it's a 2-3 enhancement block, chances are you're just going to walk through the next turn. I got to replenish. So I definitely think decks have to band heroes in that draw, get heroes that draw, do it on your defense. So that's where I'm weary that these two little guys and maybe Black with Herdsman dominate because of the mass potential draws they can do. Same with Outsiders. You did a great job with bringing in. I mean, great players make great decks, and what do they use? They find a way to put all the good cards in one deck. So, good job. Love it. Good job on all the conversation. And then thank you all for watching the video. Yeah, this was a big one. This was cool. This is good to do, and I finally downloaded the software I need to do this. So expect to see more. So thank you all.